Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's try out one of the newest Dalula Company colors called Crimson Haze. I'm going to start by centering the shirt, and this process is going to go pretty fast, but down below this video in the description for the video, I have a link to another video which shows how to center a shirt. Essentially what I'm doing is getting both halves of the fabric on the front of the shirt right up next to each other, and both halves of the back of the shirt, get the fabric for that right up next to each other. That way whenever the shirt is finished, the front is going to look more similar, so both halves of the front of the shirt are going to look very much like each other, and the same thing with the back. From here, I'm going to find kind of where I'd like for a burst to begin on the shirt. I'm not going to do a full burst design, but I'm going to try something a little different and do a burst twist. Using a washable marker, I made a mark just about level with the armpit of the shirt on the center line of the shirt. I decided I wanted to go just a little bit above that mark, so I pinched an area a little above the mark that I made on the shirt, and then lifted the shirt up off the table and began to twist it. Once I had the shirt twisted, I placed it down inside of a piece of vinyl guttering. I buy 10-foot pieces of vinyl guttering just at like Lowe's or Home Depot. Then I cut them into a couple different sizes. I cut a couple of the pieces of guttering in half, so I have a couple long 5-foot pieces. And then the piece that you're seeing here is cut in half again. So it is a 2.5-foot section. Then to keep the shirt from sliding out of the guttering, I'm going to tie a piece of kite string around the end and then clip it to the end of the piece of vinyl guttering. I'm going to incline this shirt so that will keep it from sliding out once I incline it. I'm also going to apply the dye over the top of the ice. So I'm beginning by placing a pretty thick layer of ice on top of the shirt. And as I place the ice on the shirt, you'll see me kind of try to press it into the fabric so that I can get more ice on top of the shirt. To incline the shirt, I'm going to use a plastic container, which is about a 66-quart tote. I'm going to place one end of the vinyl guttering down inside of the container and leave the other end hanging over the edge. That's going to place the shirt at an incline. I'm going to do a little bit of touch-up work on the ice before I begin applying the dye. I want to make sure I don't have any little bits of fabric showing through and that I have ice on top of all of the fabric. Now I'm going to generously apply some of the Crimson Haze over the top of the ice. I'm also going to add a little bit of additional dry soda ash over the top of the dye, and then I'm going to place the shirt aside and allow the ice to melt. After the ice melted, I left the shirt for about 48 hours before I began rinsing it. To rinse the shirt, I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. Then I warmed the water up to hot, and I continued rinsing in hot water to try to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. Instead of rinsing for a long time, I went ahead and soaked the shirt. And to do that, I placed some really hot water in my utility sink, along with a little bit of Blue Dawn dish soap. Then I placed the shirt inside, and I also placed a couple other shirts inside at the same time that I was soaking. As long as you add the Blue Dawn dish soap, and as long as you have rinsed your shirt really well in cold water to rinse out the soda ash, you should be fine to place the shirts together to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out and I continued that soaking process until my water was remaining almost clear. Then I placed all the shirts inside my washing machine, washed them using a hot water cycle along with some Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent. Okay, so the shirt has been washed, dried, and ironed, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one looks really cool. I've never done an incline twist burst or burst twist or whatever. I've never done that design before, but I think it turned out pretty cool. I actually think right in the middle where the design starts, it almost looks like one of the quilting stars. I know there's a specific name for it because there's a whole bunch of different star patterns in quilting, and I'm not sure what that name is, but if you're a quilter and you kind of see the design I'm talking about, drop me a comment down below and let me know what the design is actually called. But I think this color is really cool. The areas on the shirt that look beige are beige. I mean, they're not white. When I was rinsing it out, I thought, oh, I hope those lighter areas stay stained, that they don't actually go ahead and wash out and become white. And they didn't, which I think looks really cool. So I like that lighter color mixed in with the darker colors that are coming out of the Crimson Haze. Okay, so let me read to you what the Dalula Company website says about this color. It says that it is a captivating and playful color that blends various shades including blue-gray, purple, light gray, mauve, hints of blue-green, flashes of pink, and a bold red. This color can introduce a fascinating palette to your project. In my experience, crimson tends to appear lighter when first applied, so I found that using a heavier application helped achieve a deeper, moodier effect. Ultimately, the intensity of the color will depend on your desired aesthetic and how pronounced you want the hues to be. I did not do a super heavy hand when I applied this dye. I applied it the way I apply most dyes that I'm trying to see what the color splits look like. So I think I probably would have gotten some darker shades or more intense shades of the red if I would have applied it a little more heavy-handed. But I did get some of the darker colors, especially down toward the bottom part of the shirt, and then I did get some kind of up at the top part of the shirt as well. But I really love the combination of the darker red mixed with the mauve colors, the grays. I did get some of the purplish gray type colors too. And then, you know, the lighter areas that I said were kind of beigey, they are beigey, but they also kind of have a hint of pink in them. I don't know, I think it's just really a pretty color combination. That red and gray combination is what I think looks so cool. I mean, I think that's a little bit unexpected. And on this shirt, I really like that bottom part of the shirt, the way the dye is flowing and moving. I almost think it looks kind of like lava or something fire related, almost even a volcano type shape. I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool effect. So overall, I really love this color. I think it's beautiful. I think it is such a cool color, and I can see lots of fun applications for this one. But what do you guys think? Do you like this color? Have you used it? What did you use it on? What did you think about it? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And also, what did you think about this design? I think this was pretty fun. This is the first time I've tried that twist burst, and I think it's kind of cool. And if you've enjoyed the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.